But what I was going to say is the president. So I have this discussion with people a lot. How much do you really think the president has to do with any of it, regardless of who it is? You know, like gas prices, everybody's all upset, wanting to blame Biden on it. What do you think? How do you feel about the president's position on things like that?
Well, I think that the policies that he put in place on day one had a direct effect on the gas prices, like closing down the pipeline, the Keystone Pipeline.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
yeah, his energy policies and things.
Definitely. But I don't think that. I think what we see as a government really isn't government.
Mm-hmm.
I think that there's actually a deeper government
mm-hmm.
beyond what we have, like George Soros. If you take a look at the district attorneys that are around the country here, there's a lot of, including one here in Memphis, that have taken donations from George Soros. He's not even a member of our country,
Mm-hmm.
you know, but he is a member of a communist group that has placed people in place with money. So that money from communists and from other organizations around the world that want to do away with our freedoms here affects who goes into office, and that could be even the president.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and even on a local level, I think people aren't aware of how money can cause influence on it. And it's expensive. It's so expensive to run for office now. And it's almost like a barrier to entry. You could have people that are qualified or maybe have the best interest to do it, but they can't because they don't have the funding for it. That's interesting to me how the campaign stuff. I ran for alderman a couple of years ago, and people hear me fuss about it on here because I didn't win. And but like I just read an article before you got here that WREG just released that my platform was I wanted a TIF district here in Covington. I wanted down near the railroad tracks to develop a TIF district, which would motivate a developer to put potential residential and commercial development there and increase the tax base there and have more opportunity. And I had worked of course I'm an attorney, so I'd worked through the whole program. I had an actual plan to put in place that wouldn't cost a taxpayer $1, but would help with development. Well, in any event, I didn't get to implement that because I didn't win. But I just noticed Memphis now has 3 TIF districts. They just got a bid now that's approved as a $300 million development going into, not Memphis, Millington, going into Millington for an additional TIF district. And a lot of it's because they're harnessing or hoping to harness the Blue Oval City development. And I just wish locally, at least in TIF, where do you live?
Atoka.
Okay, so Atoka's a little more progressive, but I'm really hoping that our local officials in Tipton County and the city, and they are trying, well, for instance, Jeff Huffman. Jeff Huffman's done an awesome job. He's the county executive, in my opinion. He's done an awesome job. Now, he's old school there, but he's kept us, financially, we've been very stable. I think he's been instrumental in the Blue Oval City stuff, at least from what I can see. So I think he's done well, but I think that we need a broader view amongst all our leaders to understand, look, the reason I bring it up is when I ran for alderman, a lot of the pushback I got was shocked. I just assumed everybody was all about development growth, like it's positive. But there were a lot of old head people that weren't. They were like, oh, no, I don't want them people coming around here. It was cut it off. Well, the problem is if we don't get the positive development, we're going to end up with the negative development. We're going to have more check cashing places. We're going to have more used car or whatever. It's going to be all this lower socioeconomic stuff instead of using what's out there to foster what I call positive growth in the community. So I just think we need to be more progressive on that. But that was a whole tangent. My point was our mayor is stepping down, and I got a call Friday. I won't say who it's from, but it's a gentleman that's going to run for mayor. And he basically confirmed the existence of a cabal in Tipton County, like a group of people that got together and decided who they wanted to run and who they were going to put money behind. And there's already money there.
They all wear their black hoods and
meet
up.
Yeah.
Drank the blood.
But I mean, I'm born and raised here, and he actually mentioned some of the people in this group, and I know them. Like, it's not like they're nefarious, but it's just in 2022, I wouldn't think that things like that people don't know about exist, but they do.